Hello guys, welcome to Let's Study with Nusha Kirk, and today we're going to do broadcast and production. When we talk about broadcasting, production, I have made a video about this, and I think the first thing that comes to our mind is the public service model of broadcasting in India. We have the AIR, we have All India Radio, we have Prasar Bharati, which operates in that, we have Doordarshan. So basically, Prasar Bharati, when it comes to television, it acts through Doordarshan, and when it comes to radio, it acts through All India Radio. Now, we did discuss the global overview of public service broadcasting. We also did the private broadcasting model in India, the policy framework surrounding it. We also did news bulletins, studio discussions. But I feel while all of this is going on, we forget the main part, and that is the reconstruction of a news story that is filled with elements, tools that makes up for the story that we're actually doing, that we're actually working on. Because newsrooms are filled with tools, with working, with scripts, with audience to relate to, and I think there's so much more to that. And when we talk about impacts of news construction, we talk about its purpose, we talk about its observed reality, and we talk about its interpretation. This causes the reality construction of a news, because once we see something, that is our observed reality, and once we're not looking at it, we're not studying it, that is just our interpretation of something that we don't even know what actually is happening. We have talked about sensationalism, which is the masala and news stories, and all of this it just makes up more and more. Let's talk about multimedia presentations. Suppose you're in a class and you're given the topic multimedia. Now there's so many tools, there's so much working that you can incorporate in a working model. And you can take any topic, you can create any digital story with interactive narrative based presentation. You can have the pre-production, you can have the production, and you can have the post-production. You can have animation, videos, tools, models, and there are so many free to use pics and videos. You can have editing, voiceover. But then the thing that we forget is that we have the grip, we have the narrative to ourselves, and we can mold it any which way we want to. And I think this freedom that we have, this is the best thing. Now, suppose, okay, I was working on this, you were given this presentation in class, and I was working on this topic. It was like how a shoe is built. Now, I know it's not very, like in depth, but it's like very creative. It just made me wonder. It just made me wonder. And I was like, why, how a shoe is built. So when we incorporate something which makes us question, which makes us delve into its regime, its parts, its layers, I think that's when we actually start thinking about a topic, and it makes me really, yeah. So what I wanted to talk about this thing was that sometimes broadcasting, production, all of it comes to values, it comes to a narrative. And that brings us to a very crucial part of our production, that is audio production. When we talk about audio production, the first thing is microphone. Now, microphone produces natural sounds. It acts on a magnetic field where there's electric current that produces the electric sound. And its coil, the coil is of it spirals out with electric signals. And we have so many microphones. If you go to a studio, there is a condenser microphone, which is really good because it helps you transport your voice, and it catches all the noise and everything, and it produces a better sound. When we have a dialogue, we are recording something, we can have dynamic microphone, we can have, for documentary, we can have ambience recording. Ambience recording is when the outside music is also, the outside background noise is also audible. We have ribbon microphones, so for interviews, mostly journalists, mostly people in press, mostly content creators, they use a ribbon microphone because it's easy to carry. They can have it, hold it anywhere. Now there's also a omni microphone. Now omni means all directions, and there's a polar pattern like a pickup direction. So in studios they have this microphone with Y direction, and the environment is control. There is control for singers in audio production. They use a controlled environment, obviously, because they want the music to be clear. The placement of microphone. Now that really matters because you can't have it too close, you can't have it too far. You have to have the gap of like 2 to 3 inches because of the echo, the reverb, the distortion. Distortion patterns are very visible when you talk in a microphone. It's like I'm talking to you guys. Now if I like come close, and I changed a little voice, but you will notice patterns of echo, reverb, and distortion. There are pop filters too. So the pop filter is like the cover in the microphone. It cancels out all the unwanted noise. It clears out everything like the shock mount, windshield, and it produces the clear sound that the people want. Microphone selection and placement are critical in ensuring high quality audio recordings because they directly influence the clarity, tone, and overall sound of the captured audio. The type of microphone chosen, whether dynamic, condenser, or ribbon, are often preferred for studio recordings due to their ability to capture a wider frequency range and final details. While dynamic microphone are better suited for high ambient environments such as the live performances, placing a microphone too close to its sound source might result in distortion. Distortion. While positioning it too far but could lead to a loss of clarity, that is obvious. And dynamic microphones are more of durability and ability to withstand high sound pressure levels. These microphones basically operate to electromagnetic principles where the diaphragms move within a magnetic field, regenerating electrical signals that corresponds to sound. Now we have coils too. Coils make them highly durable, ideal for live sound applications. They're more affordable than other types of microphone. A condenser microphone is, very sensitive. It's very sensitive. Like I said, it's used in studios for clarity, for making details, and it has the phantom power. Now, phantom power is often provided by phantom, typically 48 volt, to charge the diaphragm and allow it to become a sound. Now, this is crazy because when we talk about ribbon microphone, it has a distinctive vintage design system. It operates on an easy, durable level. It's suspended in a magnetic field. It's suspended in a magnetic field when sound waves they kind of strip off the rhythm and it causes it to vibrate, generating a singular electric signal. And they're often used in studio environments for local strings and other acoustic instruments. And yeah, there's this fun story that before all of this, people used to use egg trays in media houses. So egg trays used to condense the environment, it used to produce sound more clearly. It actually worked as a pop filter, if you ask me. So yeah, this is a fun fact. Egg trays were used in media houses. So this is for it. Broadcast production, audio production, and I'll see you in the next video.